You're not poor. You're just speaking words that push wealth away. You don't need more effort. You need a new mouth. Think back to the last time you sighed and said, "Money's never enough. I don't know how I'm going to manage." And you had no idea every complaint is a contract with lack. In the spiritual realm, words aren't just sounds. They are commands. And the universe, like a loyal servant, doesn't listen to your dreams. It listens to what you repeat with conviction. Florence Scovel Shinn once said, "The words you speak today are the reality you live tomorrow." If you're not yet wealthy, it's not because you're unworthy. It's because your mouth hasn't been trained for abundance. You may have studied the law of attraction, read dozens of wealth books, tried countless methods. But have you ever learned how to speak to the universe like a true creator? Just imagine. Each morning you get out of bed, speak a single phrase, and your entire energy field shifts direction. Every word you say becomes a summons for money, not a reflection of fear. In this video, I'll walk you through 9 laws of speech that create wealth, not from fleeting emotion, but from vibrational power tested by spirit. And to begin this unlocking journey, you must first master the most important foundation. Law #1, the creative declaration. This isn't just the first law, it's the root that gives form to every word you'll speak afterward. Step in now. This is not a lesson, this is the beginning of a new reality. The law of creative declaration. I speak wealth and wealth obeys. Pause for a moment and imagine this. Every word that comes out of your mouth, every sound you utter, is a vibrational command sent to the universe. Not a plea, not a timid hope, but an invisible blueprint instantly beginning to rearrange the circumstances around you. I speak and it becomes. Florence Scovel Shinn didn't say this as a philosophy. She witnessed thousands of people starting with nothing, change their destiny simply by adjusting the way they spoke to life. Why does a declaration create wealth? Because money isn't just paper. Money is a frequency, and frequency only responds to those who speak with clarity and authority. Think back to the last time you said, "Looks like I'll be short on money again this month. I don't know when I'll finally be financially stable. I'm just not as capable as others." Those phrases may seem harmless, but in truth they are invisible contracts you signed with scarcity. The universe doesn't care whether you meant to be poor or not. It simply responds to the strongest vibration coming from your mouth. Declaration is the most powerful creative tool you already possess. You don't need capital. You don't need status. You don't need anyone's permission. You only need to speak consciously and speak correctly. Florence called this the creative declaration, where you don't wait for something to change before you speak differently. You speak first so that change must follow. A real-life example. Thomas's story. Thomas, a single dad from Texas, once attended a talk on Florence's teachings. He worked as a delivery driver, had unstable income, and often struggled with overdue utility bills. He used to say, "Let's be real, I can't say I'm rich when I've got only $12 in my account." But after the talk, he decided to try something different. Each morning before checking his bank app, he declared, "I am fully provided for. Money comes to me at the right time in the right way through unexpected channels. I am the flow of abundance." Within 3 weeks, a customer offered him a private driver job, double the income. 6 months later, he launched his own small delivery service. He shared, "Not everything changed overnight, but I changed." And then the world followed. What are you declaring each day? Be honest. Are you using your words to describe the old reality, or to call forth a new one? Are you speaking like someone who's trying, or like a creator who already knows they have the authority? Try saying this 3 times a day. I do not describe the present. I declare the future. I speak wealth and wealth obeys. That phrase isn't magic, it's a vibrational summons. Why must we speak it out loud, not just think it? Because the subconscious is not awakened by silence. It responds to vibration coming from the mouth charged with belief. Florence Scovel Shinn emphasized, "A right word is more powerful than 1,000 vague thoughts." You could think I'm wealthy all day, but one slip of the tongue, "I never have enough money," can wipe out all that positive energy you spent the morning building. Start with your own declarations. I encourage you, starting today, to write 3 short, easy-to-remember, high-vibration affirmations. For example, I am a magnet for abundance. Every word I speak creates new living conditions. I no longer chase money, money finds me. Say them aloud slowly as if you were declaring in front of 1,000 angels waiting to act. Connect with the community of those practicing the law of the word. You're not alone. Thousands of people are applying Florence's principles and transforming their financial reality every day. If you'd like to find a space to share, ask questions and inspire each other, leave a comment below the video. I begin speaking correctly starting today. I and the many others walking this path will welcome you. You've just learned the first law, the law of creative declaration. But one phrase, no matter how powerful, won't erase the old programming if it's spoken once and then forgotten. So in the next part, I'll share with you Law #2, the law of repetition. The secret to turning every declaration into your core frequency until the outer world has no choice but to mirror what you've spoken. The law of repetition, to repeat, is to rewrite the universe. Have you ever wondered why some people recite hundreds of positive affirmations each day and still see no change? Here's the reason: they repeat, but they don't reprogram. They speak the words, but don't let them sink deep enough to become their core vibration. Florence once said, "You are not answered according to what you say once. You are answered according to what you say rhythmically, consistently, with faith." Why is repetition so powerful? Because repetition is how you replace an old frequency with a new one. Everything you are living today is the result of things you've repeated in the past. Repeat fear. You live in anxiety. Repeat self-criticism. You live with limitations. Repeat, "I can't, I'm not enough." That becomes your life. It's no longer enough to just think differently. You must speak differently and repeat it until the new vibration becomes your default. A student's experiment, the 21-day effect. Emily, a high school teacher in Oregon, tried a simple spoken ritual inspired by Florence. She chose one phrase, "I am abundantly provided for by divine law." Each morning she looked in the mirror and said it 7 times. At lunch she whispered it in her car. At night she placed her hand on her heart and repeated it again before sleep. 21 days passed, no lottery win, no miracle, but then her school unexpectedly gave her a raise. Mid-semester never happened before. Her sister gifted her an old car when she found out she needed one. A former student invited her to co-author a children's book with pay. Emily said, "I didn't see money falling from the sky, but I felt the world treating me like I'd become someone different, someone vibrating at wealth." It's not how many times you repeat, but what you repeat most. The universe doesn't count how many good things you say. It simply responds to what you repeat the most with the strongest emotion. You could read 100 affirmations in the morning, but if the rest of your day sounds like, "This month's going to be tough. I'm not lucky like others. I can't make this work," then the dominant vibration, the one you repeat with belief, is the one the universe answers. How to repeat correctly. Choose 3 short, clear, and potent affirmations. Examples: I am the magnetic field of provision. Money finds me through unexpected channels. Every word I speak becomes real. Stick to a schedule: morning, midday, night. You don't need a long ritual, just 1-2 minutes each time. What matters is consistency, not drama. Speak them aloud, not in a whisper. Your voice produces vibrational waves, real sound that affects your subconscious and energy field. Keep a microshift journal. Each week, jot down even the smallest signs of change. Someone repays a debt, a surprise discount, a kind stranger buys you coffee, a long-lost client returns. These are not coincidences. They are signs the new vibration is taking root. Overcoming resistance. When the old self doesn't want to let go, don't be surprised if you feel tired while repeating, bored by repetition, doubtful about yourself. Good sign. This means you're breaking through the old vibrational structure. Part of you will try to silence you. It will say, "What's the point of all this repeating? Life isn't that easy." Don't argue with that voice, just repeat one more time. Now you share to lock it in. Comment below, "I repeat what rewrites my destiny." This is not for show. This is your declaration to the community, a group of people just like you practicing the spoken word as a tool for transformation. Because vibration multiplies when shared by people who believe the same. You're beginning to master your words through repetition. But there's still one challenge. What do you do when a negative thought suddenly pops up? When someone plants fear or scarcity into your mind, do you react or do you replace it? In the next part, we'll explore Law-3, the law of substitution, where you'll learn how to stop reacting from old programming, how to instantly replace fear-based words with power declarations, and how to turn every negative moment into a chance to reinforce your new vibration. Stay with me. You're not just watching a video. You're rewriting the entire vibrational blueprint of your future. The law of substitution. Interrupt the reaction. Install a new vibration. You don't need to stop negative thoughts from showing up. You just need to refuse to speak them. Florence Scovel Shinn. Imagine this. You've spent an entire week repeating wealth affirmations. You feel lighter, more confident. Then, suddenly, an unexpected bill arrives. And in that fleeting moment, you blurt out, "It's not enough again." It seems minor, but that's the frequency rupture. A low vibration just slipped in, and if you don't replace it, it becomes your dominant signal. What is the law of substitution? It's the art of swapping the sentence that's about to sabotage your frequency with a more powerful declaration, not by fighting the old thought, not by suppressing the feeling, but by choosing new words so the old frequency loses its power to control you. Why reactions are the strongest vibration breakers? Reactions carry instant raw energy and they're spoken unconsciously. When you say, "My life is just one challenge after another. I probably messed it up again. I've never been good at this," you're placing a vibrational order with the universe regardless of how beautiful your morning affirmations were. Florence emphasized, the subconscious doesn't recognize right or wrong. It only recognizes what's emphasized with emotion and rhythm. Reactions are unconscious rhythm. The law of substitution is the conscious switch. Practice Guide 3 steps to replace a vibration. Step 1. Catch the reactive moment. You're about to say, "I don't know if I'll have enough. Just another crappy day." Place your hand over your chest. Take a deep breath. The words haven't escaped yet, you still have the power to choose. Step 2. Interrupt the pattern and speak a mirrored affirmation. Examples. Replace "I'm tired and useless." "I'm healing, I'm re-energized by divine energy." Replace "I can't do this." "I'm being guided, I've been given enough power for today." Replace "Why do I always have to carry everything? I'm not alone. Divine strength walks with me." Step 3. Repeat the new declaration 3 times, not just to cancel the old frequency, but to deeply engrave the new one into your energetic field. Real-life case. David's shift at the coffee shop. David, a freelance designer, lost a contract during a client meeting. As he walked out of the cafe, he caught himself about to mutter, "I'm probably just not someone people can trust." But then he remembered the law of substitution. He stopped on the sidewalk, whispered to himself, "I am chosen. Every door that closes is divine protection." That evening, a former client called back with a project twice as big. It wasn't magic. David simply didn't send out the wrong signal. Myth is substitution, just emotional bypassing. Some think, if I replace my negativity, am I denying my pain? No. Substitution is not denying emotions. It's choosing not to turn emotion into a reality-creating signal. Florence wrote, "You may feel tired, but never speak of tiredness as your identity." If you've ever caught yourself in a negative sentence and replaced it with a brighter declaration, share below. I just shifted my vibration on the spot. We'll listen, and this community will act as your resonant dome holding your vibration steady. You've learned how to create declarations. You've learned how to repeat them. And now you've learned how to substitute them when it matters most. But there's one more crucial truth Florence warned us. You cannot sow wheat and scatter salt. If you declare prosperity in the morning, then criticize your colleague for being broke at noon. Then joke, "Guess I'm destined to be broke forever" at night. You're living in vibrational contradiction. And the law of spirit does not respond to mere words. It responds to your overall frequency. In the next part, we'll explore the law of non-contradiction, how to stop sending mixed signals to the universe so that every word, every action, and every attitude serves one unified vibrational goal. Have you ever noticed yourself contradicting your own declarations? Share that moment or simply write, "I'm ready to align my vibration." The law of non-contradiction. Your voice must become trustworthy. You cannot bless and curse with the same tongue. The universe doesn't respond to kindness, it responds to your dominant frequency. Florence Scovel Shinn. This is where many people stumble even after learning the earlier laws. They declare, I am wealthy, I am provided for, but an hour later they sigh, looks like I'm short again this month. That's not humility, that's vibrational contradiction. What is the law of non-contradiction? It's a subtle but crucial principle. You cannot speak spiritual truth and then joke using the language of lack. The universe doesn't read your good intentions. It reads your most repeated frequency. If in one day you say 10 sentences, 3 are aligned with wealth and abundance, 7 are soaked in fear, criticism, or doubt, your dominant frequency is clear. It's not the one you want to be true. It's the one you repeat with energy. Why don't people who contradict themselves ever see lasting results? Because they send overlapping signals into the energy field. The universe, like a radio, only locks onto a clear, singular frequency. When you say, I am worthy of money, but then whisper, I'm probably not as good as they are, you've just closed the channel of provision with your own words. Common contradictions and how to fix them. Train your tone to reflect trust. Speak slowly. Enunciate clearly. Use a steady, grounded tone as if you're stating an undeniable truth. Example: you say your affirmation in the morning, but by lunchtime, you joke with friends, I'm broke as usual. Even if it's just a joke, the subconscious records it. Florence warned, humor does not protect you from the law of vibration. The law records every word. Align tiny behaviors with your spoken words. Walk like someone who is provided for. Hold your wallet like abundance is arriving. Pay bills as if you're investing into a growing financial stream. Real-life story. Michael, from harmless words to vibrational precision. Michael, a fitness coach, said, I've been saying affirmations for a whole year, but money still isn't showing up. I asked, do you ever joke about being broke? He laughed, honestly, almost every day, just as small talk. That was the problem. Michael made a decision. No more speaking unless it aligns with spiritual truth. No more just for fun, self-deprecating talk. No more indirect self-doubt in his words. After 21 days, he received his first offer from a major partner, the same one who had rejected him months earlier. How to stop living in contradiction with your own affirmations. Ask yourself nightly, did I say anything today that betrayed my own dream? Create a speech filter. Pause for one breath before speaking and ask, does this sentence support or sabotage the vibration I'm cultivating? Place visual reminders everywhere. Every word is a vibrational seed. Guard your word, guard your fate. Start today by completing this sentence. I used to say, but from today I choose to say. By sharing, you're not just committing to the new vibration, you're sealing it into reality and inspiring others to end the contradiction in their own speech. Coming next, the law of divine naming. This is where you'll learn not only how to say the right thing, but how to name the vibration you want to summon into being. Because, as Florence once said, you do not describe reality, you call it into existence. Stay with this journey, because only when your voice becomes non-contradictory can your words carry the power of the divine. Have you ever caught yourself saying one thing but vibrating another? Share that moment below and declare your new alignment. I am ready to unify my vibration. I'll walk with you through the next laws until your voice becomes the command of miracles. The law of divine naming. Name the truth you want to call in. You do not describe the darkness. You say, let there be light. Florence Scovel Shinn. By now, you've purified your speech, non-contradictory, practiced repetition, and mastered substitution when necessary. Now we step into the next spiritual art, giving soul-level names to what you wish to welcome into your life. Why name it isn't an affirmation enough? Affirmations help you broadcast a theme, but naming gives it a form. Example: affirmation, I am wealthy. Naming, I am the steward of abundant cash flow, receiving surprise collaborations. When you assign a specific name to what you desire, you are giving the universe a clear form to respond to. Florence once said, when you name what you want, you create the blueprint for it to appear. Naming is not describing, it is directing. Description: the economy is difficult right now. Naming, I call in a financial opportunity from an unexpected direction. You stop speaking from the present. You start defining the future and calling it forth. Divine naming practice. 3 simple steps. 1. Identify what you truly need. Don't just say, I want to be rich. Get specific. A client signs a contract with me this week. A new job increases my income by 30%. An unexpected investment opportunity that's perfectly aligned. 2. Write your naming sentence direct, clear and in present tense manifestation examples. I name it a $5,000 contract will arrive via email at the start of the week. I call in a new job aligned with my skills and passion will open this month. I define it a modest investment with over 10% return will present itself. 3. Repeat it daily with the feeling that it already exists. No need for rituals, just speak it, believe, breathe, and believe again. Real-life transformation. Lana naming herself. The gateway of chance. Lana, a marketing consultant in Miami, used to say vague affirmations like, I attract clients. But the contracts never came. After discovering divine naming, she made a conscious choice. I am the gateway for breakthrough opportunities aligned with my skills and divine timing. Every morning, she stood before the mirror and said it out loud, letting this new identity energize her entire career vision. 2 weeks later, a colleague referred her a high-quality prospect. She closed the contract after only 3 days of work. The job didn't arrive because she was vague. It came because she named it and gave the universe a clear signal. This is what I want, and I'm ready. Myth isn't naming, just pretending. Beginners often think, but I don't have it yet. How can I name it? That's okay, Florence said. Naming doesn't require you to already have it. It only requires you to have decided. When you say, I am the manager of my first big contract, you're not lying. You are activating a potential reality and stepping into it. You can participate now by commenting, I name it a breakthrough $10,000 project will arrive before the end of this month. The moment you type it, you become the one who has called it in. This community will read your name and support it with belief. Once you have named what you want, affirmed it daily, removed contradictions from your words, it's time to seal it with a higher decree, the law of sealing, and get ready to receive it under the pressure of your strongest vibration. The law of return. Stay with this path, because the more precise your naming becomes, the clearer and faster your blessings arrive. When you step away from this video, I don't expect you to remember all 9 laws. I only hope you remember the sound of your own voice, not the voice that speaks unconsciously each day, but the voice of your soul resounding clear and carrying divine authority. You don't need to learn more to be worthy. You don't need to wait for better conditions to begin transforming. You just need to open your mouth and command what you already know is encoded in your soul. Your words. The door the divine is waiting for, Florence once wrote. The world you live in is the result of what you have said or refused to say. That quote is not meant to make you regret. It's meant to remind you the power is still in your hands. Every morning you wake up is a new opportunity to reshape destiny through the frequency of your voice. Every time you choose awareness over reaction, you're stepping away from the old operating system. And every time you open your mouth not to complain, but to summon, you are writing a new chapter in the story of your soul. Practice, not perfection. You don't have to speak perfectly. You just need to speak truthfully, truthful to the knowing within you, truthful to the sacred law you've touched, truthful to the inner vision the world hasn't seen yet. And if today your tongue trembles, know this, it's a sign that you are breaking the old frequency. So keep going, keep repeating, keep speaking boldly, because what you declare today becomes the reality you'll walk into tomorrow. A call to practice and to community. I invite you not just to listen, but to participate, not just as an audience, but as someone waking up. Comment below a sentence you choose as your soul command for this week. It might be, I am the place where fullness is always poured in. Everything aligned with me is moving toward me gently. My words are sealed vibrations of prosperity, or a phrase straight from your own inner knowing, a sentence no one taught you but you know is real. And if someone else's comment moves you, drop a or reply with a blessing. This is more than community. It's the activation of collective resonance, where one person's vibration is lifted by the energy of many. If you felt a subtle shift inside, If there was a moment in this video that made you pause, swallow a lump in your throat, or feel like something deep was unlocking, know this: you've heard your true voice. Don't let that voice go silent. Keep it alive through repetition, through practice, through connection. And if this feels like the right frequency for you, then subscribe to this channel not to follow me, but to follow the voice of truth inside you. Return here daily, even for just a few minutes, to rehear what's real in a world of noise and doubt. Share this video with someone who needs to be reminded they are not powerless. They've just forgotten the power of their voice. Final words: you no longer speak to try and believe. Now you speak to define. You speak to vibrate. You speak to unlock the treasure that has always been yours. You are the voice of abundance. You are the rhythm of origin. And when you walk back into the world, no longer timid, no longer drifting in anxiety, but as a commander of vibration, a person who knows their words will return fulfilled, then nothing old can hold you anymore. Because I speak and divine law answers, and because I have spoken, it is done. See you in the next video, where we'll dive into the law of sealing, the law of return, and how to make your voice a living source of prosperity. I am the voice that reminds you of your eternal power. And you are the one who will make that power blossom through speech. Leave a comment: I speak and the law responds. See you at the next intersection between vibration and miracle. And as Florence said, nothing stands in the way of a person with the right words at the right time. And this is that time.